Racing!
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Sector 1 Sim Racing. Tonight we start off Season 5, Round 1 at Blue Moon Bay Speedway and the infield track. Joining me in the box we have D-Flow. How are you, D-Flow?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, Troy?
Yeah, not too bad. Joining, and D-Flow's going to be looking after the challenge, GT3 challenge for tonight, and for the Next Levels Cup we will have the good doctor himself. How are you? Doesn't sound like the good doctor's with us at the moment, so what we'll do is run through a little bit of qualifying first and then see who can get themselves on top of the grid, and we will be set for race number 1. Tonight is a sprint round as well, so it will be two 20-minute races, a 10-minute, I think it's a 10-minute qualifier, is that right?
Yep. That's correct, 10-minute qualifying.
And then we'll be getting the races underway. So we've got fresh liveries for tonight as well for the season. We are running the Porsche RSR 911, and it's going to be one hell of a race, I think. From the TT earlier this season, we've seen some really close times, so I think it's going to be pretty hectic.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be very interesting tonight. Yeah, how about we start quality, shall we?
Yep, ready when you are.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, that's really loud. If the voices need to be louder, got some new hardware installed into the Brown box office, so just give us a yell out if they're too loud, too low, and we'll try and fix it. Alright, so qualifying. Getting underway right now as we speak. Let me jump into the screen. It's been a bit of a while since I've had to do this. So we will be going to
First out of the blocks, we've got Shinobi over here in the RCLL Chill-Out Systems car. Behind him, we've got Airborne, followed by Jim Bob. First three cars out of the blocks.
Alright, yep. I've got Shinobi. Shinobi is chill out, as you were saying. Second on my screen, I have Jim Bob. He's for CJ Esports. Womble in third. Green Beacon. Just trying to adjust my mic. It seems to have gone really weird. Mr. Bumcrack in fourth. He's in the Auto 1 for Ragged Edge Racing. We got Honourably Airborne for the Merlin entry for the new team this season, Lightning Motorsport. Wakey in sixth. One of the new entries as well. He is Death Grip Racing, the Revolution Race Gear sponsor on the side there. And Dadson down in seventh. Dadson is the Bacchus Brewery's livery for Dadson Racing. In eighth we have Daz 930, one of the I think he's the new one again this season, or did he race last season?
I believe he was racing last season. He, if I'm right, was... 1 second, I'm losing my marbles. I believe he was a part of the Deeds Racing outfit last season, which he still is.
Alright, so we have no car volume.
Shinobi first across the line with a 106.95. First driver into the sixes. Airborne, bang. 106.8. Evo's up next with a 106.83. Very, very marginal up top. Very, very minor gap. And Greatness, bang, 106.7. There we go. The times are starting to drop one after another. We've got 700ths of a second splitting the top three cars.
I'll just get you to keep an eye on that for a second. I'm just trying to sort out this car sounds.
No worries. So we'll have a quick run through for the... We'll have a quick run through of the field as they stand after their first lap. We have GTP Greatness in first with a 106.789. Marginally behind by half a tenth, we have Evil Evo X. In third, we have Honorably Airborne. Fourth, we have Wakey 006. Fifth is Shinobi. Sixth is Bumcrack. Seventh is Dadson. Jim Bob in eighth. And as I speak, is just coming into the pits grabbing a fresh set of boots. Daz in 9th, Gur in 10th, Trua in 11th, King Oscar in 12th, and Womble in 13th. Just over a second behind Greatness in first. So that's a very close margin, first to last. Some of the leaders are coming into the pits as we speak. Airborne and Greatness are now just getting a new fresh set of tyres, along with Shinobi. Airborne exits the pits, no one around him whatsoever, so that will work to his advantage. Seems to be the strategy at the moment of one flyer coming in, changing their tyres, getting their next outlap, and hopefully one more flying lap after that.
Alright, hopefully it's sorted itself out at the moment. Alright, so where are we at? GTP. He's run a 106.789. GTP Greatness is for the counterpunch entry. We didn't mention that in the qualifying. One of the CP Motorsports FGT Light liveries. So it's very close up the front with Evo 9 0.05 behind. Not far behind him is Honorably Airborne.
Daz has just gone purple in the first sector with a 18.6 in the sector 1.
Just watching Daz now. If he's gone purple, he's just run off track, so he's probably wrecked that lap.
Oh, there we go. He's just run at one on the hairpin too. Just nipped a bit of grass on the left rear. Hopefully Gerd didn't get too held up by that.
It's one thing to it's one thing to drive these Porsches, but you got to learn how to drive them. You can't overdrive the Porsches. You have to let them do the work, so to speak, the car itself with its handling. Not try and push it too hard.
That's right. It's very compliant up until that moment where it skips on you, and that's it. It's gone. It's a massive pendulum effect. It lets go, and it lets go hard.
Oh, Chase has got a knife in my back at the moment. There's no counter punch. It's cornerstone. I forgot about that.
Oops.
Alright, so Evil's going around again. GTP is still holding the lead. So they're probably on their out lap, which will go pretty quick around here. Minute 6 is not very long.
Oh, Greatness. 106.6 as he crosses the line.
So he's extended by 0.16 further in front. What's Evil got? Can he extend his?
Just passed through the first sector. He's had a 19 flat, so he's a couple of tenths off in sector 1.
Right, let's go back to Shinobi. Chill Out Systems car. He's just run wide on the grass. No Cornerstone either. Oh, geez, I'm really doing it good. CP Motorsports, that's it. So we have Mr. Bumcrack in 7th.
Just went purple in Sector 2, so let's see what he can do in the last sector. He's got a nice toe there from Wumble, which should hopefully, or to his advantage at least. There we go, straight to 3rd with a 106.
Oh, Jim Bob. Jim Bob, wow, straight to the top.
Wow. Wow, he's gone bang. There we go, look at that. CJ Esports on pole.
He's not here to mess around tonight.
Seems to have really lifted his game with the new cars.
Well, we're all on an even playing field this season, so it'll be interesting to see who can drive compared to how they did last season. Would be good to see anyway. If it's a better experience for them to be in a Porsche than it is a GT4 car, I should say, instead of a GT3 instead of a GT4.
That's right. So with them all still running the same car, it's basically down to the driver now. There's much less influence by the car in terms of their pace.
Dadson still hanging around in 9th. Pruski down in 10th. The Obsession Motorsport, Tamar Cars. Gurr in 11th. King Oscar down in 12th. He's for Team 53. They've got the complete Angler livery on tonight, which is a pretty good standout livery, that one. Good colour choice. Womble's still down in 13th. What's going on with Womble tonight? He's not feeling it?
Yeah, his pace hasn't been there. He's half a second off the King Oscar. So might just have a bit of a... Like there might be a few mechanical issues with Porsche that's stopping him from performing at his usual best. It just doesn't seem to have a grip on it, sadly.
Alright, so Jim Bob still holding on to first. Almost 0.2 up on GTP greatness. It's a good showing from Jim Bob. He'll be stoked to pole position if he can make that last for another 14, 15 seconds.
Absolutely. I'm sure the CJ Esports team will be thrilled with that. Wakey's just crept up to 3rd. He's only 3.5 tenths off Jim Bob, so that's getting ever closer up top. We've got exactly half a second from 1st to 8th. That's how close it is up the top.
Mr. Bumcrack, I just seen in the pits for a quick pit stop. He's not going to have enough time, or he's just definitely not going to have enough time because we're into the cool-off period.
No, I'm afraid not. GTP Greatness just improved his time fractionally. He's only 1.5 tenths off Jim Bob, but I'm afraid it wasn't enough.
Right, Wakey still making his way around to the finish line. Can he improve?
Might just miss out on a draft from Womble there. But behind Wakey, we've actually got Airborne and Evil Evo, so that might potentially spoil the party for CJ Esports. No, they haven't.
Evil improves, but he doesn't move up. Alright, so Mr. Bumcrack stays in 6th, Daz in 9:30 in 7th. Shinobi down in 8th. Dadson stays at 9th. So we get ready to go a 20-minute sprint race. Alright, so here we go. Gotta remember how to do this. It's been a little while. Jump onto position 4. Watch the lights. Can't see any lights. Here we go. They're away. Everyone gets a clean start. A little bit of tyre smoke from the first 3.
Well, Airborne's got Jim Bob in the run to turn 1. There's a bit of contact. Well, they get through this cleanly.
Bit of knocking around, nothing too major. Tell you what, 14 car grid, and it kind of looks a bit empty at the Blue Moon Bay circuit. Oh, bump cracks off.
Oh no, that's not good.
See if we can catch a replay. He's coming around, and what's going to happen? Looks like maybe a little bit of a run wide, that's all. He's just run himself wide. Nothing in it.
Oh no.
Alright, so back up the front, Honourably Airborne. He's already starting to open up a gap. He's out to 1.1 seconds.
Breaking away.
Followed,
GTP great. My apologies, you go first.
followed by, GTP Greatness.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Greatness will really want to hope to bring down that gap, try and get in the draft of Airborne. He doesn't want to make sure, he wants to make sure that Airborne doesn't skip away. Yikes, he just got a bit tail happy there. Entering turn 1, bit of a tank slapper, thankfully nothing too bad.
Just watching Evo 9, he looks like he's trying to get up the front as well, obviously, because he's in 3rd place, but the Lightning Motorsport off to a good start.
They really are. Very good debut start at the moment. Oh, Wakey up on the inside at the hairpin. He's got it done.
There you go, commentator's curse. I just made Evil go back a position.
Sorry, stickers.
Alright, so Jim Bob, our pole position sitter, is now back down in 5th. So he's had a good lap in pole. He's a bit of a one-lap wonder tonight, but it's a 20-minute race, so anything can happen yet.
Absolutely, and they also need to remember we do have one compulsory tyre stop, I should say, not compulsory pit stop. We have one compulsory tyre stop that has to happen within this 20-minute sprint race. So that may throw a spanner in the works regarding track position and strategy. Will they decide to stay out and try and keep in that draft, or will they decide to go for the fresh air and pit early?
We definitely got a compulsory pit stop tonight, don't we? So they have to pit.
Correct.
Killer on the loose. Might be in the wrong room there. Alright, so how's the noise levels? Do we need more cars, more torque? And I think we're pretty good, but something's not perfect on the Go XLR at the moment because I'm not being able to separate your chat from the car sound. So however yous are on there is how yous are for the rest of this stream. Okay, so down in 6th, Daz 930. Jim Bob just being able to pull a little bit of a gap.
Oh, he's up on the inside of Shinobi. He's got that done. Shinobi had some decent pace in practice, but seems to have dropped off a bit in qualifying and so far at the race. So might have to... Oh, up on the inside. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Bit of contact with Daz there.
The hairpins can catch a lot of people out too in these RSRs because they're very throttle dependent, I think, on the steering from the little amount of go that I've had with them.
Yeah, they require a bit of a niche. I wouldn't say niche driving style, but they do take a bit of time to get used to. They can be a bit. It can be very easy in the right circumstances to excite them a bit too much.
So Perua down in 9th, he's got Mr. Bumcrack trying to get a bit of a slipstream here. So Mr. Bumcrack's trying to gain a few positions from his running wide the earlier part of the race. Looks like he's got the pass done. I tell you what, that off the bank there onto the flat, it really upsets the car too if you're trying too hard.
Yes, it really does. Drivers need to be really careful that it doesn't spit them out into the wall into turn 1. Oh, Peruski's just run a bit wide. Thankfully kept it on the track.
And he's got 2 Bacchus Breweries Porsches right behind him as well. So down in 11th we have Dadson. And in 12th we have Gert 17. Womble's still floating around there in 13th, so I think Womble might be still having some wheel issues, maybe. Would have maybe thought he might have been a little bit further up, but you never know. Okay, back up the front. Gurr.
It's a big.
Sorry, Gurr. Where am I going with that one? Honourably airborne. Out. Well, 1.2 seconds now on Wakey. So Wakey's actually made up a lot of positions.
He really has, and that battle, 2nd to 5th, is incredibly close. It's basically sheep stations are overtaking left, right, and centre. And despite that, they're actually keeping within striking distance of Airborne. Normally, when they battle that hard, someone's bound to lose out regarding time. But to their credit, they're managing to keep up with Airborne. And currently, as it stands, you've got a Lightning Motorsport 1-2. How's that for a debut?
Well, they're definitely showing some force, and I believe their next level Super Cup drivers aren't any slower either.
That's right. So they've got Speedy Tyres and Stickers himself, the team owner. So, yeah, they've got a very strong lineup this season. It's definitely a team to watch out for. Seems to be a bit of a gap between 5th and 6th. You've got Daz in 6th with King Oscar and Bumcrack 6th, 7th and 8th. There's another little nice battle pack just there. All settling in pretty nicely though. Nearly approaching the 7-minute mark, so will some drivers start to consider looking at pitting? Shinobi though, unfortunately, looks like he's fallen back to 12th, so he's had a shocker of a race thus far.
Not really sure what's going on with this Gull XR tonight, but it's I think I've just lost most of the sound that's coming out of it. Might be back.
Oh, Airborne, tail happy coming out of the hairpin. Lost a bit of time there to Evil Evo. He's lost a couple tenths just coming out of the hairpin. Will that be enough for Evil Evo to stay within that slipstream? Make sure he's on pole for the second race. Fastest lap of the race so far is Wakey with a 106.5. There we go. First person to come into the pits is Airborne. Greatness follows. So let's see where this throws them out regarding the lineup. So Evil Evo now really needs to put the hammer down. Try and break the gap between himself and Wakey. Use that clean air to his advantage. Airborne's out of the pits. Just over a second behind Womble, so I hope it wouldn't affect him too much. Greatness is another 2.5 seconds behind. Both Bacchus Breweries Porsches have pitted as well, so that's Dadson and Gurr. Now back up the front with Evil Evo. Let's see how he goes. Will he pit or will he stay out for another lap?
Oh, he's just hit the wall on the exit.
Just grazing the wall. No, they stay out for another lap. Jim Bob's as well. So Airborne was the first to pit. He's just actually on the bumper of Womble now. He's 17.6 seconds behind Evil Evo. Priesky's in as well, along with Womble. So that actually worked out really well for Airborne. Didn't seem like he got held up too much.
Alright, sorry, I'm just been trying to sort out some volume.
No, that's right, no dramas.
Okay, so back up the front, Evil stayed out. Maybe they'll pit this lap, so they're getting down on tyres. Wakey's definitely got some pace about him this track.
He really does. He's right within striking distance of Evil Evo. Naturally, Evil Evo was only a stone's throw away from Airborne before he pitted too, so he's definitely within the running. Well, there we go. Both Evil Evo, Wakey are pitting. Jim Bob follows too.
they're all coming in. King Oscar is in. Honourably Airborne to jump back up the front, see where he comes out. GTP Greatness just slowly holding on there.
Where will this throw? There we go. Airborne comes out in front after the pit stop cycle.
Back to a Lightning Motorsport 1-2.
Indeed we are. Doesn't seem like anything's really changed up front though. First to fifth seems to be more or less the same. Jim Bob just a fraction behind Wakey, just out of that slipstream range. But nonetheless, that top five stayed the same.
Longcrack's had a bit of an issue. He's only 6 seconds off Jim Bob here, so maybe another slightly run wide somewhere.
Perhaps. Unable to see his first sector split, so it's a bit hard to tell on this lap at least. Did have a few average laps on lap 6 and lap 7, losing nearly a second a lap. So there's a very good chance that's where some of that time was lost. Well, Evo and Greatness having a bit of a drag race on the front straight at the moment though. Greatness looks like he has enough to get past.
Done it. Probably going to get a tag along from Wakey here as well.
Indeed. Yeah, he's up far enough. Oh, bit of a rub.
There is kind of a bit of a fine line between competitiveness and maybe a little bit too far, but I think that was right along the fairness there.
Yeah, I'd say that was all. It was well and truly on.
GTB Greatness got the second. Can he close the gap? So the gap has actually opened up. It was just under a second before the pit stops and Evo came out. It's now out to 1.5 seconds. So really Airborne's sitting pretty comfy at the moment.
Yeah, he really is. He's got a nice lead. It's well and truly out of the draft. He's setting some decent lap times as well. There we go. As I say that, he's just set the fastest lap of a 106.4, and that's without a draft too. So that's very, very quick. Stamping his authority on the first half of this race so far.
Alright, so we might jump on board. See what it looks like from the point of view of Honourably Airborne at the moment. Down into the hairpin. Right just after the 100 board.
Nice tight line, very good throttle control. Got that car well and truly sorted.
With a gap now, we've missed something here. Down to 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, GTP Greatness lost nearly 8 tenths just on that lap alone, so I'd say potentially some of that squabbling between himself, Wakey and Evil Evo is starting to have an effect with letting Airborne skip away a bit there. So they might have to try and sort something out or let Airborne run away with it. And all that squabbling, ironically, has actually brought Jimbo back into this too. He's right side by side with Evil Evo on the back straight, with the potential of actually overtaking Wakey. Has he done it? He's on the outside there.
Missed out. Evil's looking a little bit taily on the exit of the hairpin.
Ooh, nearly lost it.
So things are starting to spread out a little bit. Honourably Airborne out to 3.5 seconds now, so that's really the fighting between the positions from third back to fifth is really hurting them. Honourably Airborne being able to just pull away with ease. GTP Greatness now has packed right behind him and he's hit the wall on the exit, so it's given Wakey a little bit of a up the inside here. Just not enough to be able to get the pass done. Jim Bob's up to 4th now with Evil in 5th. Mr. Bumcrack slowly catching up. The 5-second gap to Evil is now down to 4, so there's a bit of a pace, some pace coming back for Mr. Bumcrack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Daz down in 7th. A little bit of a break back to 17, who
Yeah.
is in a bit of a train at the moment, so he's not sure if he's holding them up or if he's just got past. There's definitely a bit of competition right behind him.
I was just on board with Gur before, and they just constantly exchanging positions, the whole 4 of them. It's that's a very interesting battle pack, actually. One lap Gur will be in front, Shinobi will overtake, and it's, yeah, just one after another. They're really going at it, believe it or not.
It looks like Gura's got the better of Dadson before as well, because Dadson was leading this pack and goes up the front. Shinobi's down in 9th, Dadson in 10th. King Oscar, lead angler, Team 53. Porsche is not quite enough in the slipstream to make a move, but we've got left 3 minutes, so the first race is nearly over. First race doesn't count for points, I believe. So this is kind of like a second qualifying if you want to put it that way. Pruski down in 12th.
Whiteips has actually had a bit of a quiet race, aside from that little tap earlier with a bit of squabbling and fighting. He's been more or less on his own. It's very surprising from Mr. Whiteips himself.
Normally you'd see him up the front battling.
Correct, and yeah, might just need a bit more time, or potentially even just thinking a bit more long term. You know, there are no points available for this race, with the exception of fastest lap, if it's the fastest lap over the whole 2 races. But yeah, I guess there's no points at the moment, so there's no point giving your all, and yeah, all the points come in the next race. Potentially thinking a bit long term, perhaps.
So honourably airborne, comfortably out to lead now. Heading up towards 4.5 second gap to Jim Bob. Jim Bob up to 2nd.
Wow, we've missed that one, haven't we?
Yeah, Brad just asking if we can get a tyre update, so I think I'll have to get you to do that one, D-Flow.
Yes, of course. Okay, so starting on position number 1, we have Airborne. You've got about 10% on the left-hand side, with about 15 to 20 on the right-hand side. Further back with Jim Bob, he has 10% on the left, and you're looking at about 15% on the right-hand side, so his tyres are much better than Airborne's. Wakey and Evil Evo behind in 3rd and 4th are more or less the same as Jim Bob. GTB Greatness has actually used a lot more of the car compared to any of the top 4 cars in front of him. You've got about 15% wear on the left-hand side, and looking at nearly 25% on the right. Going a bit further back, we've got Bumcrack, whose tyres are more or less equivalent of Evil Evo and Wakey. Daz 930T is the same as Bumcrack, along with Shinobi, Gur, King Oscar. Dadson has a lot more wear, much similar to GTB Greatness. We have the King Oscar 94 behind Dadson, whose tyres are much, much better than Dadson, so Dadson might need to watch out a bit that he's not taking too much out of that on the last lap. Pruski is actually really worn out his tyres on that Tamar Systems, my apologies, that Tamar Cars Obsession Motorsport Porsche. You've got about 50% wear on his right-hand side tyres, with about 30% on the left. And last but not least, we have Womble, who, funnily enough, has no wear on the fronts, but looking at 10% on the rear, so no left to right wear, interestingly.
Alright, so honourably airborne, still 4 seconds out in front. We are probably heading into our last lap now. This will be our last lap, I should say. Who we got there? Cram Bilal. Please, for next time there's a pit, please just for a moment show the back of the field. Just cut the background as well. We do our best as we can. We're having a few technical difficulties tonight, so See how we go. But tonight we have Honourably Airborne for the first of the sprint races. He's going to take it out.
Absolutely stellar job for Lightning Motorsport on their debut. Admittedly, no points at the moment, but still a nice way to stamp their authority on this championship.
Easy win.
Well done, Airborne.
Jim Bob's going to take second, so he'll be starting second off the grid. Wakey third, Evil for not fourth. GTP will get fifth, with Bumcrack closing in really quick. Daz will take seventh. Shinobi will go eighth. Ninth and 10th will be Gurr and Datsun. And we're going to see the King Oscar down in 11th. Crew will take home 12th. And Womble for 13th. So there you have it. Sprint race 1 done. So we have the Lightning Motorsport to put the first points on the board for the season. As there's no points, so we'll take that back. No points for round 1.
Bragging points, we can call it that.
I don't know what's going on with it. Go XLR. I'm on max volume. I can barely hear the commentary in cars. Well,
Oh my goodness, that's not good. Maybe we just have to speak a bit louder. Start to shout. Okay, so just bear with us, guys. We've just got to reset some settings to allow the second half of this race to commence.
I can't really turn my volume up on my mic any further because it's starting to pick up everything else.
So for those who are unfamiliar with the current sprint format with Sector 1, so more or less we'll start in the finishing order of Segment 1. So naturally, those who start on pole will finish the race first. We'll start from pole position. Now we've just got Killer on the loose, who's just left the room again. I'll just try and see if he can hop back in before we start this next part.
I've got a feeling something's gone wrong. I haven't changed anything, but it just seems to not want to do what it's supposed to.
What were your thoughts on the first segment of this race? What did you think? Expectations or?
I think everyone's going to put in their go-to race for this one because this is the one that counts. So, Honourably Airborne's definitely quick.
Yeah, definitely.
The two Lightning Motorsports boys are very quick. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. GTP Greatness, definitely one to watch. And Mr. Bumcrack, I think if he gets the better start he was looking for probably in that race, he'll be up the front as well.
Absolutely. Now, seems to be some people constantly getting kicked out of this lobby. Shall we try a lobby reset?
You can give a lobby reset a go
Yep.
if you'd like.
Alright, let's give that a go. Oh, there we go. Killer's back in. I might just do a quick lobby purge anyway, just to be on the safe side. I don't want anyone leaving this room mid-race. Hopefully all these issues will be sorted for Gran Turismo 7 when that ends up being released.
Where are we at?
Okay, just bringing up the lobby now.
I probably should get out of the old one.
I hope it won't be too much longer, folks. Apologies for making you all wait this long.
What else have we got? It doesn't look like any of the sounds are working. How good's that for a start?
Okay, we are nearly done. We've got some of the drivers coming back into this lobby.
All right, I better make my way back in there.
Okay, I'm just going to tell the drivers to join the lobby so I can start setting this grid manually.
All right, so next up we have the big boys after the second sprint race for the GT3 Challenge. That's going to be an interesting one as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether some of these drivers have left something in the tank for the second race, or if they've decided to lay all their cards on the table at the moment for race one and try and spook some of them.
Pretty close to it.
Yeah, we're just waiting on Wumble from the looks of it, so hopefully he won't be too much longer. Oh, pit glitch. Yet another perk of GT Sport. Gotta love that, don't we?
It just doesn't want the Sector 1 to have a really good go at this.
No, it doesn't, does it? Let's give it one more tweak. Let's see if this works. Okay, so Womble's still having a few issues, just trying to log into this server, and we've still got pit glitch issues. It's never great.
Well, I'd say if we've still got pit glitch issues, we need to
have to reset the lobby again. Maybe third time lucky.
Maybe. Hurry up, one. Still trying to sort out these sounds. I just don't want to play the ball
Not playing ball, are they?
per usual as we go to stream.
Doesn't matter how many times we prepare with microphone tests and lobby tests. It always seems to play up on the day, doesn't it? Fingers crossed this third, or I should say second reset actually works.
I mean, it sounds good on my end, but it just doesn't want to play the ball for some other people. So maybe it's a server thing.
It could well and truly be.
Well, I'm not sure what's happening with the community series at the moment. They kind of weren't getting the numbers, so we've pulled it off the market for a little bit. And as we reset the room to go racing for Sprint Race 2, which is what we are waiting for because it's the one that is going to count. We will rehash. It's a 20 minute sprint race. We have a compulsory pit stop. And
That's right.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's right. So basically, it's the same as segment 1 of this race, except this one actually pays for points. So people want to be a bit careful with how they. Well, not be careful, but they'll just be a bit more considerate that this will have an impact on their end point score, so to speak, by the end of round 1.
Okay, have you got a room up yet?
Yes, I've just opened up the room now, and as we say that, I got people flooding in the gates, so that's always nice to see.
All right, I'll jump into your room.
Yep.
Hopefully this one doesn't have a pit glitch. I think GT Sports run its day for servers this time around.
Yeah, I'm afraid it seems to be that way a bit. I don't think the whole PS5 issue seems to... Well, PS5 issue. I don't think the whole integration with PS5 has helped either, sadly. It seems a lot of these issues seem to have popped up more prominently since that's been released. So, I think we're all got our fingers, toes, everything else crossed, hoping that this doesn't happen with GT7.
Looks as though everyone's getting out of the pits. Still have King Oscar waiting there. It's working.
There we go. Greatness has given us the thumbs up, so that's always nice to see. Just waiting on one more driver to join back. Hopefully won't be too much longer, folks. While that last driver hops in, I'm just going to manually reset this grid again.
Yes, they did there, Jimmy. They came up pretty good. The slideshow looks pretty good at the moment. So as soon as D-Flow has set the grid, we will be underway for race 2.
Okay, sounds like the last drivers had to withdraw due to mechanical issues, so we are just about set for this next race. Okay, how about we get a start, shall we?
I reckon that's a good idea.
Alright, let's get this race underway.
Alright, let's get on track. Here we go. This one's the big one. It's for the points. Hopefully we don't have any stall on the grid this time around.
Yes, let's hope not.
Let's jump back on 4th. Can't see any lights again. But we're away. Looks like Evil might have jumped it a little bit there.
Yeah, he seemed to have been a bit sluggish, so I wasn't sure if that was a start line penalty or if he just bogged it down. But once again, much like race 1, Airborne straight out of turn 1 with a bit of a gap. That's 2 from 2.
Wakey into second. Wakey's been showing some real pace in the first one, so can he do anything for Honourably Airborne from the start this time? GTP Greatness in third. Who's followed nice and close by Jim Bob.
Sends it down the inside.
Lurking in the background, we got Daz.
Shinobi and Pruski. Shinobi was spun. Oh, my apologies. Shinobi had spun on the approach into the hairpin. Pruski unfortunately had nowhere to go. Just tapped Shinobi on the apex.
We might just get it. Oh, nowhere to go there. He was even ghosting out too, and he just got unlucky. Shinobi's underway, back up the front. Looks like Wakey is giving the old hurry up to Honourably Airborne this time.
Yeah, he's right on the bumper, isn't he? This is going to be a very exciting race.
Back down in third and fourth too, we've got Jim Bob and GTP Greatness having a little bit of a battle.
Yeah, Daz 930T just half a second behind, so he definitely can't ride him out of this. Oh, there we go, Jim Bob's just run a fraction wide, so that'll give Daz a bit more of an incentive to keep in it. Got Evil Evo behind him as well, along with Bumcrack, Ragged Edge Racing. Got Gurr just behind in 8th. You got King Oscar and Dadson fighting for 10th, and my apologies, 9th and 10th. Dadson just slips up on the inside. You got Killer on the loose in 11th. Pruski behind in 12th, and Shinobi back in 13th after that first lap incident.
Like Pruski was about to make a move there, and he's just lost the spot.
Yeah, it really looked like he was having a bit of a think about it, wasn't he? A bit up ahead though. King Oscar's got a bit of a run on Dadson. Make it stick. Dadson around the outside. There's a bit of a contact. Oh, King Oscar wisely decides to cede the position, let him back through. Daz and Evil Evo are going at it too. It's brought Bumcrack right into this. He might have a run on him.
Just looking up the front there, we can see Wakey's definitely not letting Honourably Airborne go this time.
No, he's not going to make it easy for him this time around, is he?
Stay in that slipstream and use it for an advantage the whole way around. Might even be able to save some fuel and use it in the pit stop for a bit of an advantage.
Correct, 100%. It's I don't believe fuel's going to be much of an issue for this round, but 100% it'll Yeah, it'll play more into Wakey's hands by doing what he's doing at the moment, applying a bit of pressure to Airborne as well. Well, Wakey decides to lift just on the approach to the braking zone into turn 1. It looks like he might stick behind for some time yet.
I don't think he's going to wait around too long by the look of how much they're trading paint on the bumpers. GTB Greatness in third, he's just starting to fall back a little bit.
Yeah, him and Jibbob have fallen back a bit, haven't they? Because look, both of them had a bit of a shocking lap time. So Jim Bob on lap 3 had a 108.5, whereas Greatness had a 107.5. Compare that to Wakey and Airborne up front. They were 2.5 tenths to half a second further down the road on that lap alone. They've just fallen behind a bit. Unfortunately, with that bad lap from Jim Bob, that's also thrown Evil Evo back towards Jim Bob. They're only half a second gap between the two of them. That's brought that whole train of cars. So excluding Jim Bob, you've got Evil Evo, Dads, Bumcrack, and Gurr. That train of cars just behind.
Yeah, not too far behind Mr. Bumcrack, but there's a little bit of a gap there, 1.3. Just not enough to get the slipstream, and probably about the same kind of gap back to Dadson, down in 9th.
That's right.
Killer on the loose. Second of the Green Beacon cars.
Yes. Unfortunately, he did miss the start of race 1, which I'll put my hand up and say that was my fault. So unfortunately, he did miss the start of the segment 1 of race 1. As a result, he did start from the back of the row, back of the grid, I should say. He's moving up slowly but surely, though. He's already moved up to 10th. And his lap times don't look too bad either, so he's within a shot of potentially the top half by the end of this race.
So we are just over 5 minutes into the race. It looks as though Shinobi, down in 12th, has been able to claw back a little bit from that slide in the hair pit earlier in the race.
Yeah, he really has. He's right on the tail of Pruski as well. So he could well and truly be 11th by the end of turn 1, or by the start on the approach of turn 1.
It's King Oscar rounding out the 13. We are missing Rommel by a lot of it.
Yes, he unfortunately had to have a DNF. He had a few mechanical issues before, and I think that car's finally cried no more for the second half of this race. Bit of contact though between Shinobi and Pruski on the approach to turn 1. I believe it's just that transition from the banked section to the more flatter section, I suppose.
Yeah, it can really catch
turn 1.
out.
Correct. Just interestingly, it's a bit early days, I suppose, but looking at everyone's tyre life, Airborne and Wakey are more or less looking pretty good. The only standouts, or the only ones that catch my eye, I should say, are Greatness once again using a bit more of that car on the tyres, a bit more heavy on the right-hand side. But otherwise, everyone's tyre wear is more or less the same.
Well, Jim Bob hits the wall on the exit onto the main straight. Oh, we've got someone parked up there. Is that GTB Greatness? Nope, it's a glitch. Was a little bit of a glitch. Hopefully nothing serious.
Phew. Oh, don't think that's what CP want to see, for sure.
So Wakey's still just got a little tow rope on the back of Airborne at the moment.
Absolutely, and he just set fastest lap on lap number 6 there, the 107, my apologies, a 106.752. So he's got some good pace up his sleeve.
Fan Club has made it. Jaguars Fan Club is in the chat. I believe Wakey may be just playing the game here. He might be have him in a few spots that are more to his advantage and playing it towards the end of the game, so to speak.
Correct, and tyre wear between those two are more or less the same. He's got a slight fuel advantage, but I don't think that's going to play into... Are they going to pit? They're going to play games, are they? Oh, don't know about that. Don't know about that. Bit cheeky from both of them.
So Greatness stays out. Evil stays out.
We've got Gurr and Dadson in the pits for a quick change of tyres. They're the first to blink. Who will follow?
Bumcrack and Daz having a little bit of a battle as well. A bit of a touch there from Mr. Bumcrack. Seems as though they've let it slide between one another.
Jim Bob, just a bit further up. Jim Bob just got up on the inside of Evil Evo, just into the hairpin. Evil Evo's not giving up without a fight though. Really trying to hold on. Yeah, well, the front two play games again and pit or they're hard. No, they're not pitting. They're still playing games up the front. It's a game of chicken. Who blinks first?
Everyone doesn't want to give an inch.
No, absolutely not.
About any secrets. Jim Bob. Oh, we got Evil looking for a pass on the inside.
Up on the inside again. They're having a good old scrap.
They are catching GTP greatness pretty quick.
They really are. So it's very marginal, but yes, they really are catching up on greatness. Well, the last lap at least, it was only a 10th difference.
So we're 10 minutes into the race and no one's pit yet. So it's just coming 50% of the race. Obviously, it's probably the best time to pit. If you can make your tyre last longer, you'll have a better tyre for the end of the race after you do pit. So maybe that's what Honourably Airborne's thinking.
That's right. So the only three we've had pits so far are Gerd, Dadson and Prua. They're all at the 11th, 12th and 13th respectively. Oh, there we go. Airborne and Wakey into the pits now.
I think we're going to see everyone pit now.
Yep, seems to be the way. Just about everyone's coming into the pits.
Shinobi's in. King Oscar will follow. What's Gerd do?
He's already had his stop. He came in on lap 7, so he's the first of the stoppers.
Dadson as well.
That's right.
So, Honourably Airborne, they definitely come out in front. So probably, the undercut may work here for Dadson and Gert. They come up to 7th and
7th, 10th and 12th respectively, yeah. Peruski's Shinobi's just blended in front of Peruski, so that has not worked for Peruski, I'm afraid.
Peruski down in 12th. He's Shinobi right in front of him and King Oscar right behind. So the outlap's pretty can be pretty treacherous because your tyres need to warm up.
That's right. They can get very slippy. So it'll be interesting to see how much of these drivers can struggle while they get their tyres up to temp.
Peruski's got a penalty. He won't like that.
No, not at all.
Penalty zones on the main straight tonight.
Well, there's 3 wide. Greatness, Jim Bob and Evil Evo on the front straight. Jim Bob's just got the slingshot.
It's a really hard
nice
corner,
and
that
clean.
one. You don't want to be too close to someone in case that change of elevation just kind of makes the car slide and you bump someone off.
That's right. If it spits you wide, it's going to spit the person that's running wide with you off too. So yeah, it's you got to be very smart with how you place your car there around the others. Battle up front though, still more or less the same. Wakey's just, as you said before, he's got that tow rope attached to the bumper of Airborne's Porsche and not letting go.
Yep, it's pretty much it's a train from start to finish this race so far for Wakey. It's just a carriage tagging onto the back of Airborne.
At this rate, he might even know the parts number for that rear wing and bumper assembly.
Greatness is coming under a bit of pressure from Jim Bob. Jim Bob around the outside.
Side by side.
The camera angle makes it look as though the inside driver there of Evil just wants to send it, but it's just the camera angle.
Can be a bit deceiving, isn't it? Oh, Greatness is a bit... Whoa, there's contact. Oh, no.
He's lost the position. Jim Bob into 3rd.
Yeah, so Greatness had a bit of a wider line into that left-hander coming off the oval section. G-Bob's come up on the inside and just had a bit of contact. That's one that...
Crack takes 4th.
Absolutely, he's making the most of this, isn't he?
Right, back down the field a little bit, we have Gert in 7th, Daz 9:30 in 8th. Kind of a little train going. This is from probably from 3rd back to 8th. There's almost there's nothing in between that bunch anyway.
No, one slip up and you can go from 3rd to 8th. That's not something you want to happen.
Dadson just off the pace a little bit. He's 6 seconds behind Daz. He's got Shinobi breathing down his neck right now. Probably going to get them past done down the main straight through the slipstream. Easily done.
It's interesting to see the difference in tyre wear with the undercut. So, for example, Dadson was one of the first people to come in, stopping on lap 7. Shinobi stopped at the end of lap 9. Only 2 laps difference, but there's at least another 10% difference in wear between the 2 cars. So it's amazing to see how much wear this, how much torture these tyres go through, even despite it being a sprint race.
Ruski rounding out the 13. Bit of a lonely old race for Ruski tonight.
Yeah, I'm afraid he's just not been on it today, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm sure he'll bounce back for the next round. Gosh, it's still on, believe it or not, up the front though.
Lakey's not letting him go one bit.
No, not at all. So Wakey actually...
Go ahead.
Wakey actually gained two tenths on that lap just there to compared to Airborne with a 106.5. But funnily enough, Bumcrack's actually set the fastest lap with a 106.4. So they are well and truly running away with this. There's just about 5 seconds between Wakey and Jim Bob, so they've got a bit of a buffer. If they really wanted to, they could start fighting it out and got plenty of time between themselves and Jim Bob. But I wouldn't expect anyone to play their hand until the very last lap.
Well, we do only have 4 minutes left, so Honourably Airborne's just got a little bit of a break there, nearly almost half a second. But Wakey is reeling that back down on the slipstream down the main straight.
That slipstream effect is massive. That was more or less the better half of 4 tenths just on that straight that Wakey gained. So that's very impressive. Well, Greatness just snuck up on the inside of Bumcrack just there into turn 1. That's 1 position back.
Bumcrack just dropping down to 6th. Tell you what, Jim Bob's having a pretty good race there in 3rd.
It really is. I think there'll be a party tonight at the CJ Esports garage, that's for sure. Eva Levo will make sure that he'll have to work for it though. Still within a shot. Just gained 2 tenths.
Lightning Motorsport cars look pretty good on track tonight.
They do. Very, very, very good looking cars. Definitely stand out.
Alright, so we've got a little bit of a... Oh, Bumcrack's hit the wall on the exit. Down in 7th.
It's just let Daz to slip away. You got Greatness behind as well in 8th. Well, Greatness would have had something go on as well. Because he was... Both Bumcrack and Greatness were further up than 7th and 8th. Both setting a lap of 1 minute 10, so they've lost 3 seconds, 3.5, 4 seconds somewhere.
I think the tyres are coming into play now. The horses are looking a little bit squirmy as they come onto the main straight. Exit the main straight.
The tyre wear, they're looking... Oh, if I run from the top, for example, you've got about 10% on the left-hand side and about 15 to 20% on the right-hand side for most of these cars, with the exception of Dadson, who was one of the first stoppers. He's got about 30% wear on the right-hand side tyres, and Peruski. So tyre wear, it's definitely starting to have an effect, but there's not one single car that's got an advantage over the other, or at least in the battle packs.
Front two are just pulling away, starting to just pull away at the moment, so they're 6 seconds ahead of Jim Bob in 3rd.
Yeah, and well, if Wakey wants to have a think about overtaking though, he's got to do it either this lap or next. There'll only be 2 more laps. So he really needs to have a good think about where he wants to do it. Most likely in the approach to turn 1 on the next lap. Because otherwise if he does it before, he'll be vulnerable into turn 1. So he's really got to be smart about where he decides to do this.
Well, while we've got a minute left, we might do a quick run through the... I think we'll stay here for the second because we're about to come onto the main straight, so as Wakey gets a good run on the exit, this could be the chance he needs to jump the first place there.
Here we go. Oh, just grazed the wall. That might be enough for Airborne to get away with this.
0.5, the gap's still increasing. See what the toe can do for Wakey.
I don't think it'll be enough, I'm afraid. Lost 7 tenths just on that lap, so he's got 2.5 tenths gap on the approach to turn 1.
Evil's got back past Jim Bob.
Also, Lightning Motorsport 1-3 on debut. I'm sure Stickers will be proud with that.
Down in 5th, Gurr. So Gurr's come a long way. Datsun Racing was down in 9th and 10th at one stage, so Gurr's up to 5th. GTB Greatness in 6th.
Yeah, he's just followed by Daz and Bumcrack in 7th and 8th respectively. We've got about 5-second gap to Shinobi in 9th. King Oscar in 10th, who's actually had an incident. He's just run off. Which has now put Pruski into 10th, Daz at 11th, Killer on Loose 12th, and Oscar in 13th. But back up front, I'll leave this one to you.
Well, he's led it from start to finish, and it's going to be Airborne's race. I don't think there'll be enough of a slipstream here for his for Wakey,
there we go,
but he's
bit of
making a
touch.
charge.
Airborne takes it, Wakey in 2nd.
A bit of a run here too for 3rd and 4th. So Evil gets Jim Bob just as Jim Bob takes the slipstream. Gurr, GTP Greatness in 6th, Daz 930 in 7th. Mr. Bumcrack will take 8th. That'll be a good outcome for a lot of the people in the top 5 and 6 there. Shinobi takes 9th, 10th will be a Pruski. 11th was Dadson, Killer on the loose for 12th, and King Oscar rounds out the 13. There we go. Lightning Motorsport take out the first points for the season. And I think Stickers will be very happy indeed because that was a 1st and 3rd, I believe. We will quickly run over the race results. So as you can see, we have Honourably came 1st. Wakey 2nd, who almost pipped him at the start-finish line for the win. Evil came 3rd. Jim Bob for 4th. Gurr for 5th. GTP Greatness for 6th. Daz 930 for 7th. Mr. Bumcrack for 8th. Shinobi for 9th. Pruski for 10th. Dadson for 11th. Killer on the Loose for 12th. King Oscar for 13th. With Mr. Bumcrack with the fastest lap. There you go. We didn't see that one on the race on lap 11 with a 106.463.
Very, very quick time.
All right, so we'll make our way over to the big boys. So here we go. So thank you very much, D-Flow. We've had a few issues with the audio, and hopefully they'll just get us through tonight. I'm not sure what's going on, but we had to deal with it.
Fingers crossed it doesn't happen for the next one.
So as we make our way to the Good Doctor's room.
Hi.
Evening, Good Doctor. How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are we going over there?
Just the normal. Nothing wants to work proper.
Well, these guys are raring to go, ready to get stuck in. So we won't waste much time. Get them moving. I'll give them a 2-minute warning while you get yourself settled.
We've had clip pictures, audio issues, so seems test streams don't even matter.
No.
Alright, Right, so we got some big names in tonight's race. Of course, we've got the last season's champion, Brocky, will be racing tonight. We have the likes of TX3 and Speedy Tyres, Mountain Goat. They're all in Morgan Davey, I should say, as well, and Corgi. They it's anyone's game tonight, so it's going to be good to see.
Yep, so slight bit of housekeeping. Morgan Davey, who was very, very late to the lobby, missed all the test starts, so he will be starting off the back row for race 1. So it'll be up to him to recover himself to a position where he can fight for points in race 2. We're pretty severe on the old missed test starts thing at the moment, so just something that's been around for a while.
Oh. So whenever you want to go qualifying, I'm ready.
Righto, I'll send them on their way. Told them that they're going, so let's rock and roll. 10 minutes of qualifying here around Blue Moon. Not very long, but also not a very long track, so should get a few laps in. Don't know if anybody's watching the Supercars at the same time. There's a bit of a crazy race going on over at V8's land. Bit of rain in the dark at Sydney Motorsport Park, so the guys are anywhere from like 4th place back, can't see where they're going. Alright.
Looks like Captain Muffin gets first out of the gate.
He's been showing some massive pace in practice so far today, this evening. Actually, it's very close at the moment. You've got less than a second covering most of the field.
Now I haven't, normally when I would be racing I'd jump in and say I could tell you what kind of lap times they're doing, but I don't even think I've done about 2 or 3 laps here.
Well, in practice I saw these guys nudging around the very low 106s. So they're definitely up and about. Cyborg there is the first one around. By the looks of it, he's going to come around to pick up the timing light for the first time for the season. Probably fitting with the defending champ being the first across the line. And away we go for season 5, ladies and gentlemen.
What have we got? First lap out, Brocky pulls out. Oh no, that's just his opening lap. Alright, so we got Brocky in the CP Motorsports. I'll get it right this time. The Bez Media entry. Karen second in the qualifying. He is in the Deeds entry for Deeds Racing. Third we have Captain Muffin for Team 53 with Alliance Civil. Fourth we have Jimmy Superfly. He is Revolution Race Gear for Death Grip Racing. Diego made his way to the Aussie Hampton crew.
Good looking car, that.
Speedy Tyres down in 6th. One of the very fast operators of Lightning Motorsport with the Merlin entry. 7th we have Mountain Goat. Second of the Revolution Race Gear cars tonight. Death Grip. Corey Hack, one to watch out for. One of the Green Beacon cars. Red Mist Racing.
Back to beam. 106.4 there for Brocky. Captain Muffin is just 1.1 of a second behind. Karen Elise in 3rd. Jimmy Superlow 4th. Diego goes to 2nd with a 106.4. Speedy Tyres to the top. 106.2. TX3 eclipses that as well with a 106.2.
Corgi to the top.
And then Corgi 106 flat. Wow. So Brocky broke the beam first and ends up 5th. How'd that happen?
He's he'll be scratching his head in that helmet if he can get to it. We know Brocky's good for some fast time, so he'll definitely put his foot down this one. So Corgi, our pole sitter at the moment. So he's reeled off a 106 flat.
That's a rapid lap.
The fastest lap for race 2 of the GT3 Challenge was a 106.4, so he's gone 0.4 faster than the fastest lap. Brocky goes to second.
Improves with a 106.1. These two here were sparring partners all through season 4, so they're back at it again, which is good to see. As Corgi and Kiwi Raikkonen both peel into the pits. Get a fresh set of boots on.
We're going to see everyone pitting at the moment. Brocky stays out.
I think he wasn't impressed with his first lap, so he's gone around and done another one. He might peel in this lap, I reckon. Morgan Davey just trundling around slow there to try and pick up the last position qualifying for me, which is awesome. Which means we can go straight to the race without having a red flag.
See what his split says. He's down, so we'll go down to, who did we miss? Artie Thump, 12th. Artie Thump for the CJ Esports, there you go. Morgan Davies in 13th.
Yeah, Lenosis hasn't put a lap out yet, really.
He's racing. And then we have Lenosis in 14th.
He's on a lap at the moment, so he should improve inside that 14 surely. Inside the 16.4. Jimmy Superfly just improves his lap, so where's he put him? Puts him 11th at the moment with a 106.6 for 11th position, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's your fastest lap for challenge. Gets you around the back of the top 10 in Super Cup, guys.
There's nothing in it. We got 0.1 from Corgi to Brocky. Can Corgi improve at all? I don't know how you're improving on a 106 flat.
Lenosis improves to a 107 flat there to go to 13th, which covers Davey off. Look at these two, Corgi and Raikkonen. The FSR boys, not even on the same team and they're still playing together. These guys here are shocking for this. They're always nose to toe. Oh, TX3's had an issue. Him and Mountain Goat look like they've come together.
Not sure if we'll grab that. We'll have a look. Just got the end of it, so it's TX3's done it all by himself.
Oh, Mountain Goat is involved in somewhere.
Pick up and recoup. Speedy Tyres in 4th. Speedy Tyres, I've seen the times he's put down in a couple of practice sessions I've been watching.
Kerry Raikkonen's about to improve, guys. Currently 5th. He might grab Speedy here. He's got a good toe from Corgi down the front straight. That retro Bacchus Datsun racing car there. Oh, good slipstream out of Corgi. There goes to the top. Corgi just towed him to the lead.
105.8. Crazy.
Corgi, what are you doing, son?
Right, has Brocky got an answer?
Where is the Cyborg? Cyborg's out doing it all by himself at the moment. Still in clean air.
Just about to come up to one of the sector splits. Oh, he's
down a little
under.
bit. He's not getting the benefit of that. That slipstream along the front straight helped Raikkonen massively. And now they've switched positions. Look, now Corgi's behind Raikkonen.
It's a crazy time, even with the slipstream of 105.8.
Tell you what, I think the Muffin Man's getting involved in this too. He thinks, oh, well, these guys are going to tow each other around. I might hook onto the back as well. Brocky improved slightly to a 106.1 flat. So he's just shy of Corgi on that one. As he just gets it sideways through turn 1. The commitment there is amazing.
2.5 minutes left. Mountain Goat, has he got anything?
Corgi and Raikkonen are in. Captain Muffin goes to 5th. Displaces Speedy Tyres. Mountain Goat's on an outlap, so he's on fresh rubber as well. So Corey Hack at the moment, currently 9th. Raising a couple of eyebrows there, where he was pretty dominant in the pre-season racing. Well, Karen hasn't shut up about how fast he's going to be all season, so he's currently got him out qualified. Karen's currently 10th. So Corey's about to start a fast lap now. In that Green Beacon retro-styled Martini car.
Superfly down in 11th. So Superfly, he's definitely not a slow operator, and he's 0.8 off the lead.
Superfly's fastest lap is a 106.6, guys. He's 11th still. Artie Thump's just improved his first sector. He's just about to go through the second sector split. Where is he now? He's up again by 0.2. Not quite enough to jump Jimmy there, but he might grab him on the front straight if he gets a good run.
Stick with him, see how he goes. He looks like he's got Karen right behind him. Quite enough in the slipstream though, I think. Hardy will improve. And he jumps Superfly.
Oh, he does. Jumps Corey Hack as well. But then Karen jumps them both, goes to 7th. With a 6-3. Geez, there's some quick laps in this lobby. TX3 GDR improves to 2nd. That splits Corgi and Kiwi Raikkonen. Corey Hack improves as well. He's now 7th. Jumps Karen again.
Yeah, well, they're all struggling to get around that first corner.
Well, the car doesn't want to turn through. Oh, TX3 just slams the wall through turn 3. Gonna take a coat of paint off that one there for Mo to fix up.
Oh, look at the split times. They're in the thousands.
Looks like the FSR boys have caught themselves up in some traffic here, so Corgi might not improve from this. They're right in the back of the queue. Not a very big track for this one too. Oh, actually he's improved, he's purple. Through sector 2, but I tell you what,
Oh, he's hit the
you're going to
wall.
want to... Yeah, he's probably just dropped that slipstream there. It might have killed him. Can he jump GDR though? Diego improves to 5th. Great job, Diego. Corgi doesn't improve. He's 3rd so far. Who else is still going to come?
Rocky.
Rocky's on the way round on his own again.
Coming up to the
Doesn't matter.
sector 2, so we'll have a sector 3. I should say. No, sector 2.
2. Let's see what his improvement is.
He's
Oh,
up,
he's purple. Look out. He's going to put an exclamation point on this.
Clean out of the exit too.
Does it without a tow as well. Oh, Supercar's got red flag just in time as well, so everyone can watch our race instead.
There you go.
Oh, he doesn't do it!
Doesn't quite get there.
That's that slipstream effect. Kiwi Raikkonen got that huge toe down the front straight. And if his 3rd sector was really, really good. So Brocky, 2nd position. So on the front row of the grid, TX3 and Corgi off row 2. Artie Thump improves at the end, Jimmy Superfly improves at the end as well. They're both going to the 6s. Which gives them to 11th and 12th.
That's a wicked lap for Brocky to do it all on his own.
Alright, so Kiwi Raikkonen off pole position there. Cyborg off P2. So the usual suspects at the front of the grid, guys, so...
105.8, here we go. Jump on board with 4th. See if they get away cleanly. Good time for the plane to be going over the top. There's a bit of tyre smoke there from Brocky, but he's got a good start. He's got a way better advantage than Kiwi Raikkonen.
Yeah, that secondary start from Brocky was insane. He just hooked up as it changed into 2nd. And they're going to go 3 wide through turn 1. TX3's been pushed out way wide there. He's going to be right on the high side. Look at him, 4 wide, 5 wide in the background there.
It's not the start TX3 wanted. He was going back and back.
They're still wide, 3 wide there. You got Diego. He's just got to go. Oh, he's just sitting out and going off on the outside there. 3 wide there was not going to happen, boys. Settle yourselves down.
There's Mount Goat now.
Drop to the back.
Drop to the back. I don't know if we'll catch it. Trying to find it. We did. He's just run wide onto the grass into the wall.
They tried to go 3 wide through the turn there. It just did not work.
Well, let's see what Raikkonen can do.
Well, the slipstream is pretty powerful along the front straight here at Blue Moon. So he's got a big long toe.
Yep,
So he's going to start closing up.
We're seeing that with Wakey. Captain Muffin to 3rd.
Great start from Captain Muffin. He took advantage of the problem that TX3 had. Managed to jump Corgi at the same time. Corgi was a bit tardy off row 2 there. He just didn't quite get the hook up that some of these other guys got to get the car moving. Now he's putting some pressure on Captain Muffin though, tucked right under that rear bumper. In the background there was way wide. I think that was Lenosius there. He's making up some ground now. He started 2nd to last. He's now 11th. Morgan Davies still in the back.
Just starting to see the front four maybe bunch up a little bit. Thought Brocky might have got away a little bit, but it just seems to be not as fast as I thought they'd be pulling away. But they're the top four are definitely coming closer together, and it looks as though TX3's starting to break away from Corey Hack.
I think it might be a case of back them all together, and hopefully they slow each other down. Look at these two, third and fourth, side by side down the front straight. Corky on the outside, Captain on the inside. Corky's going to sweep across in the last second and grab him. Corky to third.
I can just see in the background TX3 is definitely getting closer, but we've got Kiwi Raikkonen and Corgi in second and third, so these two can work together because they work together all the time.
Someone needs to remind them that they're on the same team here. Kiwi's not letting go of the back of Cyborg though. He's caught up to him pretty decently now. He's 0.2 of a second off the back of the hairpin, so if he can hold on to that gap, he'll be right on him at the bottom of the front straight. Might be able to make a move into turn one at that distance.
Keep on them at the moment because they're about to come onto that main straight to see what that slipstream does.
It's all about that exit through that final turn there. If you can get out of that alright without going up to the fence, get a good run. See, look, Cyborg's already trying to shake him off. Went to the inside there to try and shake the slipstream. So Raikkonen's closing right up on the run into one here. He's going to make a move down the inside. He goes to the inside. Gets it done. Cyborg doesn't make that hard at all. He just tucked in a little bit late. Just rested his foot on the brake. He's going to get the crisscross.
See how hard they come off that elevation change too.
Car just jumps sideways by about 4 feet as it hits the lip for the bank there.
Right, so we got back here, back in third, Corgi. So we've got Captain Muffin all over the back of him. Now we bring TX3 into the mix. Diego doing a really good job there in sixth. First at the Aussie Hampton cars. Might be the only Aussie Hampton car in tonight's race actually. Corey Hack's definitely got the green beacon car running.
Oh,
really
what's
well.
that solid line, boys? Come on. The leaders were both drifting down to the inside of the circuit there. They're touching on the way to one. Brocky's trying to hold Raikkonen down to the inside line. That was a bit cheeky. He got right up beside him and then tried to hold him down low.
TX3's got Captain Muffin. See it in the background.
These two at the front are starting to slow each other up quite a bit here, so Corey's going to catch them up very quickly in a sec. He's reeling them in fast. It's Kerry Raikkonen still covering off the Cyborg. 105.9 fastest race lap, by the way, guys, just so you're aware. For Kerry Raikkonen lap 2.
You just see now, I'm on board with Corgi, and you just see the amount of gap that he's pulling back.
Yeah. These guys are fighting for sheep stations in the front two here.
Do they realise that the first race is not for points?
Hopefully not. They can't keep doing this. Some good racing here at the moment. Just looking through the pack at the moment. Karen's 8th, Diego 7th. Corey Hack there currently 6th. He's out of some show for Captain Muffin, but as these leaders are all fighting over sheep stations as Brocky goes to the lead again. Oh, he gave... Looks like Kerry Raikkonen's car just got a big bit of airborne moment as it jumped over the curb. Just going to try around the outside of the 3.
The train's starting to form.
Yeah. Well, the more they fight, the slower they go. Like they just did a 107 the last lap. And now look at this.
We're still a couple of minutes away from the halfway point.
Corgi's in this now as well. It's... Oh, Brocky just shuts the door in the hairpin. And now Corgi and Raikkonen are side by side. That's not what you want to be at this part of the circuit, boys. Settle yourselves down. His TX3 looks like he's going to make a move.
This is the first evidence of the Porsche 1 mate really bringing their drivers back together.
Yep. Look at them all trying to get that slipstream.
Everyone's holding on.
Whoa! Kiwi Raikkonen just changed lanes massively there, sold the dummy, put Brocky on the inside, he's gone right around, he's looking at 3-1 at the exit! Oh wow! TX3's going to grab Moles, Corgi got put in the fence.
TX3's had the biggest advantage on that whole section.
he lifted off slightly, well, yeah, you guys go ahead with your 3-1, I'm going to pick up the pieces, and so he has. He's jumped both the FSR boys. Cyborg now look at his mirror and seen the familiar colours of Auto 1. TX3 and Brocky have had massive battles over the last couple of seasons.
Just looking at Raikkonen's car, it's starting to glitch a little bit.
That's not what you want.
Alright, while they're just a little bit spread out, we might do a run through the field. We know the top 4, so Captain Muffin would take us to 5. Corey Hack in 6, so good first race for Corey Hack.
Oh, through turn 1. TX3 and Cyborg. Side by side into 2. TX3 got held up on the high line. Tell you what, this is taking everything that Cyborg has to try and cover this off. As TX3 gets shuffled out again by the FSR guys. Oh, Raikkonen's off! Yeah, that was an interesting line through there. He ran out of road really, really quickly.
Captain Muffin's going to grab him on the exit of the hairpin. Raikkonen holds on to it. So out of all this, Brocky now has a little bit of a gap, so a bit of breathing space.
But he's just slipped out of slipstream range now. He's 0.9 of a second clear. He might be okay here if he can get away with it.
Rocky's in. Right, they're all in.
They're all in. So the only one that hasn't pitted so far, it's already pitted, sorry, is Artie Thump, who's currently heading towards the second sector split time. So he's going for the undercut here, currently 14th now. How many can he grab? Did Mountain Goat not pit? He mustn't have done. He's 9 seconds clear of the field at the moment.
I believe he was one of the ones that spun off a bit earlier.
Well, he's definitely not. He's not fresh tyres. So he's not pitted.
Back onto Brocky, so it's still Brocky in the lead provisionally. Corgi in second. This is all going to come down to the wire, I think, tonight.
Yeah.
It looks as
This
though
middle pack's closed right up too.
Looks as though Raikkonen's coming under fire from Muffin. So Raikkonen's dropped off a bit there.
Yeah, he's well, he did drop off a little bit when he had that incident. Right, Mount Goat's pitting now. That should get him out of the way, so it cleanses the field.
We'll officially put Brocky back into first. With the slipstream down the straight, trying to catch it.
Might pay for these guys in second and third to just use the slipstream and just do a bit of a bump draft thing down the front straight to try and break down that gap to the sidewalk, because it's 0.8 of a second, so he's out of slipstream range for these guys at the moment. But Corgi's on a really good lap at the moment. He's just gone purple through sector 1.
It still fathoms me how they run these times the entire race.
It's not him. I'm actually really impressed with how close the pack still is together too. Like, you go all the way back to, looks like Morgan Davey is the back of the actual pack. He's 10th. So there's only 4 cars that have really dropped off the train.
And Morgan Davey's one of the ones I would have thought. And then again, he missed his test starts or something like that.
He had to start from the very back row, so he's playing up 4 spots.
And we know Morgan Davies is a championship contender, so and he's struggling to get back through the field. That's how fast all the drivers are this season.
Oh, TX3 and Corgi, just the massive transition jump there through the bottom of the front straight as TX3 goes to second. They're just starting to Ray's up on the back of Brocky a bit here now too, with 8 minutes to go. They're just about inside slipstream range. Speedy Tyres has quietly done the fastest lap there at the moment, guys. He's running 9th position at the moment, so Lightning Motorsport just getting their name on the board again.
They're going to have a first good round by the look of it.
Absolutely. Coming out of the gates nice and strong. They're catching up to Cyborg here, guys. It's 0.5 of a second and closing up now, so definitely inside slipstream. TX3 is going to start running him down. Look at this. His front straight's insane for slipstream with these cars. He's just chunking time out of him down the front straight as he goes fastest to the 105.8. He forced Brocky inside there to cover. So now he's got a good run out of turn 1. He's going to go under him into turn 2. Good run from TX3 there into turn 2. He's going to get the lead through 3. Brocky chucks in right behind him. So might have look at the hairpin. Nah, covers him off. You can see Corgi in the mirror there as well, so you've got to be careful. I love those different lines into that hairpin.
Yeah, you just see a little bit of a different driving style from everyone. TX3, a little bit of a gap. It's not going to be enough, so Brocky can claw this back.
He's got to watch for Corgi now, though. He's right there in the slipstream. He's tucked under that rear wing. He's going to get maximum drive along the front straight now.
Oh, he's not clawing it back as fast as I thought he might have.
Here it comes. Maybe he's just waiting it out for a bit. Oh, look at them on that bump. They're just not comfortable there, are they?
It's sketchy as. Even a couple of different lines through them to the entry and exit onto the main straight. Raking
5 minutes to go.
Still with Captain Muffin, just starting to creep onto the back of Corgi. Big first outing for Captain Muffin in the Team 53. Diego in 6th, he's just got a bit of a train happening behind him right now. Following him is Corey Hack in 7th, Karen in 8th, Davies has got up to 9th now. Speedy Tyres down in 10th, so he's got the fast. Oh no, TX3's going faster. TX3's going for the fastest lap. Mountain Goat in 11th, Artie Thump in 12th, Jimmy Superfly in 13th, and Lenosis in 14th. So this pack, the whole field is still within view of everyone. So they're doing really well tonight.
Oh, Cyborg's car was really protesting there on the way through turn 1. You hear the outside tyres are starting to squeal. He's gone fastest actually, Brocky, so he's done a 105.8 flat. But he's got Corgi there again, just pestering that rear bumper. Just looking at the tyre wear in some of these cars at the moment, they're really punching that right side tyre.
You see Brocky takes a real early turn in for the hairpin. And both TX3 and Corgi run it wide on entry and exit.
Oh, Karen would be smiling from here to she's jumped Corey Hack. So he's gone to 6th at the moment. Pretty solid start from Karen. He was the guy that was doubting himself whether he was actually should be in Group A or not. So strong showing to start clawing his way up into the top 6.
Just see that down a little bit further. Speedy Tyres is all over the back of Diego. We've got 4 minutes left to race.
It's good to see Diego back up in the front of the Group A pack too, bouncing around in the pack again after a tough season 4.
You can bet you
looks good in purple.
Bet you bottom dollar of the front pack here are wishing this was the second race.
I reckon they have to do it all over again soon. But it's some good hard racing from these guys so far though. Look at how close that back of the top 10 is. So from 6th and back, those guys are really close together. As Corey Hacks jumped Karen again.
was just looking at Mountain Goat all the way down there in 11th, which is not a normal position you'd see Mountain Goat in. Hardy Thump in 12th, Jimmy Superfly in 13th, 14th round out with Lenosis.
Rockets on back to the lead, guys. And looks like Corgi's going to go with him down the inside under TX3. Oh, Corgi. He's stuck in the inside there. He's going to, just gets it tucked in.
There's nothing in these three, is there?
Nah. These three are the best we have at this stage anyway. Corgi hasn't really seen the lead of the race yet either. He's been tucked in second or third position for the whole time. So he'd be keen to make his move here and put one on the Cyborg after coming so agonisingly close to winning the championship last season.
Oh, Muffin's got a penalty.
Oh no, that's going to be catastrophic for Muffin's race. He's going to have to burn on the front straight too, which is the worst place in the world to have to burn it.
He's got about 2 seconds back to Corey Hack, but it'll...
You watch Corey swallow, you watch him swallow this up.
Yeah. See what happens.
Right, on the brakes. There it is. Here he comes. Oh, if he gets caught in this pack, he's in trouble. He's probably going to just get in front of him. Corey has a look around the outside of him through one. What a move! Did he get it done? He does!
Morgan Davies up to 8, so he's going to have a really good start for this second race.
Corey Hack got that done around the outside of turn 1. Huge move. Just checking on our leaders again real quick here at the moment because we've got a minute to go, so it looks like we're going to go around one more time. Corgi still lining up the Cyborg here at the moment through the hairpin. Just a little bit of sideways action there from the Xenox car. Looks like Kiwi Rock is just starting to reel these guys in too. He's going to run out of time in this race, but it's a good sign for the next one. Right, Corgi tucked in under that rear wing.
This is kind of setting up what the rest of the season's going to be like.
I think so. What would you rather start off, first or second for race 2?
I'm not
Pole
sure.
position the inside or the outside?
That's what I was just thinking to myself, but I think it's the inside.
Not that it matters for Corgi now because TX3 just comes out of nowhere to take second position. This is something nice. It's got your guy and my guy fighting for the lead. I like this.
And that other guy that's always up the front.
And that other guy that's always there. Corey Hack, 5th on debut though. That's not a bad start to the season for him. Hang on, what have we missed?
Oh,
Karen.
Karen's gone off somewhere.
Yeah.
They're starting Davey from 6th at this point. Better go back up the front.
Alright, on the run of the line here. Cyborg's going to have a decent exit here. Yep, just touches the fence.
They all hit the wall.
He should get away with that though. He's got just enough of a gap.
It's going to be Brocky starting on pole for the Reggie Dinge race. TX3.
That's been an exciting race so far. Corey Hack, 5th position. That's a great start to the season for Corey Hack. Captain Muffin ends up 9th. Maybe he and Karen got together.
Either.
Captain Muffin was further up than that. He was right up there with Corey Hack, so maybe he and Karen got together. Because they were both right up there.
Well, this is turning out to be pretty exciting.
Well, that was the hope anyway. Would have been a bit awkward if it turned out to be really boring.
So it's pretty much anyone's game.
Just going to screenshot the race results just in case something goes wrong with me resetting the lobby to just racing.
So as we've seen the first race, it doesn't count for points, but it hasn't let us down.
This is where we all pray that GT can do it properly because we've reset to based on previous race results, so should just set the grid, but I have taken photos of it in case we need them. Give them a
Right.
5-minute warning.
So we'll recap. Probably most likely we'll say the starting. It's going to be the starting order of race 2. So it's going to be Brocky off pole. TX3 will be on the front row. Corgi will start on the second row with his accomplice Kiwi Räikkönen in 4th. Corey Hack and Davey, I should say, not Davies. I got in trouble for that before. They'll be starting off on the 3rd row. Speedy Tyres and Diego, the 4th row.
Wife is choking in the background there.
Captain Muffin in 9th. Karen in 10th. Mountain Goat, who I kind of would have expected to be a little bit further up, but I mean, there's some fierce competition in this. I don't know how I'd fare in Group A with the top boys tonight, but definitely some fast times going down. Artie Thump in 12th, Jimmy Superfly in 13th, and Lenosis in 14th. Brocky took the fastest lap in race 1 on lap 13 with a 1:05.8 flat, just about.
That's honking, that is. Get Diego to make sure he's on the grid, please, sir.
So next weekend we have Group B boys.
Yay! Yay, Group B!
And going from the TT times, not too many of them are much slower either, so that's going to be pretty good as well.
Yeah, she was quite a bit of pace in this car for a lot of people.
Well, we've definitely got off to a better start than we did season 4.
Alrighty, so everybody is on the grid. So I guess we can cross all our fingers and toes to make sure that GT can get this right. Otherwise I'll have to red flag and do it manually. I'd rather not, but we'll see how we do it. Mr. Pruitt, welcome aboard. Alrighty. Everybody's in. Let's see if this works.
Goes.
Let's just pray that it grids up properly. So we should see Rocky and TX3 on the front row, I believe. Yeah, it looks like it's just changed it. So Brocky, TX3, Corgi, Rocky. Yeah, it looks correct. All right, I'm pumped. It works. Let's just hope they can get off the line.
All right, here we go. Up on 4th. Just can't see any lights on the Blue Moon.
No, I don't even know where they are. These guys can see them, obviously, but we can't.
So can Brocky get another good start, or is TX3 going to get the advantage? Plane goes over again. It's pretty...
pretty well timed, that. Geez, that plane must burn some fuel. Oh, they're away. Corgi got a great start out of P3. Rocky got it just burned out off the front row, but it did him just fine.
TX3 bogged down a little bit. Right, so this race is for keeps. So we've got Rocky. He got the start he wanted.
Look at him in the background there. That's disgusting. Corey Hack just goes down the inside. So see you later, fellas. Yeah. Oh, TX3 just backs it into turn 5.
Might even be able to catch that.
Morgan Davey just comes out. Look at the Deeds cars. Shuffled the young fella out of the way, SBG style.
Oh, he's just tapped the grass there. All right, so
She's on. Oh, they can't see it on the stream apparently.
oh, that probably helped. Sorry about that. First stage.
Sorry, guys. We're a bit rusty, alright? It's been a while. Give us a break.
It's been a long time. So recap now that's on screen. Brocky's still holding off, but he's got Corgi breathing down his neck. Kiwi Räikkönen is not far behind at all. And they've definitely broken away from the pack. Got I don't think it'll be too long before the pack catches back
Oh,
up.
Brocky
goes
wide. How'd he get away with that? He just does it in such a right spot that it doesn't really affect him too much. Corky gives him a bit of a disapproval bump there for that. Just on the run to the hairpin there, just gives him a little touch up. As he tries to go around the outside of him there, it's not where I'd want to try and do it. Oh, this has the ingredients for drama, this race. You can just see it. They're so close together.
Yeah, they're this could all end up bad. Let's hope not.
Let's hope not.
So Davey's up to 5th.
Davey's here now, isn't he? He's on with a run. So it actually worked out well for him being the sprint round because he started last in the race that didn't really matter. So now he's able to play for points and he's right at the pointy end of the field now. And Karen's gone with him too, so the Deeds cars are 5th and 6th. Great start from those boys. As Corgi takes the lead through turn 1.
TX3 got a good exit. Healy Rakin covers the corner. Here comes Morgan.
And Morgan is not one that's is just shrinking violet when it comes to aggressively making his presence felt too. So he'll stick his nose down the inside if he gets a chance. He loves a late dive, Mr. Davey.
Oh, look at TX3. TX3's got a great exit.
Yeah, this
Right
could be a good run into turn 1. Look at him weaving down the straight trying to shake that slipstream. They all dive to the inside to try and break it off.
I think Morgan
TX3.
Morgan might have hit the wall on the exit there because he lost a lot of time back to TX3.
It just spins me out watching them come down into that turn 1 where they just drop off the banking. The car bottoms out.
So here we got Corey Hack behind Karen.
They're still all there too. Look at how close this pack is.
Yep. Mountain Goat. Diego down in 10th, so Diego's had a little bit of a problem. Best first lap I've ever watched. It's good, yep.
It's pretty full on.
They missed
Corky
the first
now.
lap.
0.4 of a second.
Right, so Enosis and Jimmy Superfly, not the start they wanted. They're kind of just falling off the pack a little bit.
It's a bit of a welcome to Sector 1 there for Lenosis. He's one of our wild card entries from last season. He's come in the off season and joined up. And he's been welcomed at Dadson Racing, which is good to see that those guys have got a bit of progress in Group A. So, all just learning for him in his rookie season.
Look how tight this top 4 are, and Morgan is not far behind at all.
And Morgan's going to be like a wrecking ball when he gets there too. Kerry Ryken's got the lap record at the moment with
Brocky slides into the corner.
He does that a lot. He just backs it in there like that. I think he's figured out he can make the car wider if he goes in sideways.
Davey, right there now.
This will be making him nervous. They know that Davey's not someone that's going to hesitate at all. He'll get the car down the inside if he sees a gap.
Just doesn't
and he's
like
right
that
there.
corner exit. But he's
Yeah,
in the
it's
toe.
wide, to be honest. Okay, so the run into turn 1 now. Cyborg leading. Corgi right up behind him. Is he going to go inside or outside? Looks at the outside. Look at Raikkonen close up behind him. Raikkonen goes really wide into 1. He's got that late entry. But you've got to watch for TX3 who gives him a tap.
It's not the exit you want off the straight, is it, for that drop off?
Oh, Raikkonen a little bit wide there through 4.
Maybe TX3 is getting a little bit impatient as well.
I would be. As soon as you see the Morgan Davis in your back bumper, I'd be getting really impatient.
Oh, it's a bit more of a touch.
Just get in the field a bit while you're watching that just to see what's going on. So Mountain Goat Diego, Captain Muff and Speedy Tyres. Looks like Artie Thump as well. Have all Corey Hack is 12th position, so he's had a big issue. Kazzie's come in the chance of let's go Hack and put the mocker on him. I'll blame Kazzie for it.
Alright, so Corby's got a good run on Brocky. Here comes TX3. Can he make any move on Kiwi Raikkonen? He seems to stay in 4th. Davey is still holding
Brocky
on.
out wide there. Brocky sits out really wide. Gets a good run down this, but he's going to get cut off into the turn 3, sorry.
Now these are the top. These are the top 5 we're expecting to be in the top 5.
Yeah, well, Morgan Davey had a quiet season last season 4, but his season 3 in the M6, he was right up there fighting for the championship. So he'd be happy to be back in a one-make series and put him back on level playing field with everybody. Back where he belongs, the top 5. Karen is a standout so far for me for this race. P6 can punch him well above what he would consider his weight.
Yeah, going 7th. Mountain Goat's got his way back up to 8th.
No thanks, Kazzy, that's fine. I don't need that. Hang on. Oh, they're all in. So they've left Corky out. Interesting. Morgan Davies stayed out with him. But it looks like the Cyborg and Carl have all slipped in.
Well, they come in pretty early. I reckon this could be a pretty good advantage to Corgi and Davey.
Well, it depends how strong the undercut will be for them. They're all trying to get in and out. It just depends if they get stuck in any traffic. Looks like they're out in clean air, so it might not affect them too much. These three kind of have to work together now, though, to not start chucking haymakers at each other for a lap or so and just get a good outlap in. Because I expect Corgi and Davey to slip in now, this time round, because I don't think they'll sit out and wait. So I expect Corgi.
Oh, someone's just spun off. Looks like Superfly.
Oh, he's having a rough run, isn't he?
He's come out right in front of Brocky.
Yeah, he didn't make it hard for him. He got out of the way pretty quick. Corgi's not even in the pit yet. He's just hit the box now. Blacklight boys go to work. Camera angle there from the GT Sport. Nice thing. Right, he's out next to the pits. He's going to be at speed. Brocky hits him. Oh, he comes out right on top of Kiwi Raikkonen. Oh, they were on the same bit of track as he materialised there in front of him. So Brocky's jumped them all. Left these three fighting in second position. This is where they're going to have to calm themselves down a little bit here. Otherwise, they're going to let the Cyborg slip away. He's already 1.2 seconds clear.
It looks as though Superfly is still in the mix and he's getting out of the way though.
I think these guys might have just stuffed themselves up because the Cyborgs pulled 1.6 seconds on this fall.
So Diego's in. Corey Hack's in.
That'll be the rest of the field cleansing except for Jimmy, which I expect to go in this lap round, as he does. Alright, so now they've got it all to do. They're 1.5 seconds off the back of the Cyborg.
Just jump back down to Mountain Goat.
He's caught right up to Karen now, so this is a little bit of a battle forming for P6.
See, just behind these two is Diego and Speedy Tyres coming pretty close together as well. So it'll be a
Then
bit
the
of a
Muffin
battle
Man.
for me.
And Corey Hack on his fresh rubber.
Muffin down in the pack compared to his first race, he was more up the front end.
Alright, looks like Kerry Rocken's going to be quick at the moment. He might better his fastest lap. Let's see what the Cyborgs up looks like. They are starting to close up a little bit, but they're going to run out of time soon. Kerry Raikkonen improves the fastest lap of the race. Corgi improves it even more. 105.9 there, so that could be telling for the extra point. Cyborg's car was just struggling through turn 1 there. You heard the wheel spin in progress.
Navy makes up some good ground through this section.
Oh, TX3's wide. Really wide. Oh. Geez, he struggled to get that back on the track without it going out sideways. I like this Kerry Raikkonen and Corgi. It look like they're working together a bit here at the moment to try and reel in the Cyborgs. They just got it just about inside a second.
Davies moves to the inside of TX3.
Yep, Davies had enough of weight and he's going, oh, TX3 gives him a flash of the light, so I don't think he was impressed with that.
6th, we still got Karen, who has mountain line pressure. Diego,
TX3 down the
speedy
inside.
tyres. Look at the gain you get for the slipstream. Speedy tyres gives him a nudge.
Pump drafting. I like it. Trying to catch him up. I'll go with you, he says.
Captain Muffin and Corey Hack all the way down in 10th and 11th now. Corey Hack was up to 5th at one spot at one time or another.
Here we go, guys. The FSR boys have caught the Cyborg. They're 0.7 behind now. They're just about in slipstream range. Kiwi Raikkonen is on another purple lap. He's flying at the moment, Kiwi. Dragging Corgi along with him. But they're just starting to just make some moves on the back of the Cyborg here. If they can get within the toe, they'll catch him quickly. He's a bit slower through sector 2. 0.76, 0.79, so they're just about in slipstream range now. Maybe another lap or so, they're going to start reeling him in now. Here we go. Cyborg's car's doing all that work up there on its own. Whereas Corgi's bump drafting Raikkonen down the front straight.
Yep, there's teamwork happening to get there, but 5 minutes.
Makes sense.
With 5 or 6 minutes left, they need to work together to get there.
Absolutely. Karen and Mount Goats having a bit of a battle here for 6th and 7th. You've got Diego's closed right up on them now, so there's a little help from Speedy Tyres over the last couple of laps. They've caught themselves up, so now they're looking at 6th position as a potential option. Front now, the gap is 0.6 of a second for the lead. Cyborg just struggling a little bit there out on his own. You kind of need a bit of a partner on a track like this with this bit of a push.
Just
Yeah,
down with
the gap's closing now. He's got it. Kiwi Raikkonen's got his talons into the back of that CP Motorsports car and he's pulling him in as he goes faster again with the 105.8. Right, here we go, guys. It's going to be on now. Right round the outside of turn 1, he's going to try it.
Oh, he's in the wall.
Corgi's tucked in behind the Cyborg instead. Now watch this. These three guys are going to start fighting. You watch TX3 and Davey catch back up. 4 minutes to go. What a round 1 we've had so far.
I tell you what, the 20 minutes has gone pretty quick for the second race.
Absolutely. Mountain Goat's got Karen, who's dropped back behind Diego as well. So this little battle's starting to heat up as well. I don't know where to look. Positions changing everywhere.
It's kind of like two main groups, and there's a lot in the two main groups, and there's about 2 or 3 that are dwindling out the back. So it's proving to be pretty good.
For the lead now, Corgi tucked under the back of the Cyborg along the front straight, gives him a bit of a tap. Which way is he going to go, up or down? Bides his time. He hasn't done a move yet. He just sits there. Trying to force an error, or is he just waiting to make a move a bit later in the race?
Might be waiting to make a move with only 3 minutes left.
You don't really want to be in front yet, do you, I suppose? If you're that close to the guy that's leading, you don't really want to be the guy in front, doing all the work, pulling everybody around the circuit. I think they got in their head too that if they start fighting too much, it's going to bring TX3 and Morgan Davey back into the battle.
Davies goes up the inside.
Oh, gets it done too. Good move there from Morgan Davey. Decisive. This battle for sheep stations back here between the sister teams. Death Grip Racing Revolution Race Gear versus Aussie Hampton there. Still going at it. Karen's dropped right off. He's had a big problem. He's fallen back to 10th.
So, Mountain Goat just leading this pack. Kind of just see TX3 in the distance, but Diego's got a super good run and exit. Straight around Mountain Goat.
Corey's trying for the lead again around the outside. It's not going to work again. Just gets shuffled up. Cyborg puts the car in that perfect position to just make it as wide as he possibly can. Morgan Davey and TX3 are starting to close in as well. This is going to be an epic couple of laps, guys, so make sure you stay seated. I'd love to go back to that middle pack, but I'm just fixated on this top 5 at the moment because this is going to be a huge battle for the win. Cyborg, they're just using everything in his book there at the moment. He's backing them up into the hairpin. You see how much he slowed them down. Trying to kill their exit speed. As look at Davey, he's right on him now. He's 0.6 of a second and closing quickly. Oh, can you imagine if Davey gets up with this one here from 5th position for most of the race?
Well, there's every chance of it at this stage.
Well, they're in slipstream range now, almost anyway. They're very close to the top 3. And if they keep fighting over it like they are at the moment, as they go side by side down the front straight, Corgi on the outside. He's got Kiwi Raikkonen coming up right behind him, goes to the inside. Can he get under the Cyborg? Cyborg goes right out wide to try to get that late entry, early, better exit.
Look at these two working together again.
As they've covered the Cyborg off this time. So we've got a lead change for the first time in probably 10 laps. And now Morgan Davies there as well. So the Cyborg thinking this has all gone well for me so far, but now he sees the familiar face in the mirror from season 3. No love lost between those two as well. There was quite a bit of chit chat between the teams.
Before they get apparently to the pit straight, we might go back a little bit further because we got Mountain Goat and Speedy Tyres and Diego all bunching up. Corey Hack as well.
This is great. The FSR cars have just slipped away a little bit at the moment. They might have broken this off a little bit if the Cyborg just starting to fade slightly. The tyres on the right hand side of that car are pretty cooked. Morgan Davey flies past on the inside.
Here comes TX3 as well.
Oh,
TX3
I guess to the inside. They're going to be 3 wide. Cyborg's dropped to 5th. Right, we've got 26 seconds to go. This will be the last lap, guys. This is it. Corky in the box seat at the moment.
We've got two good bunch of cars going on at the moment. So in 6th, 7th and 8th we got Diego, Mountain Goat and Speedy Tyres, which is still going at it.
T-shirt grabs the inside of the hairpin. He's going to get Morgan Davey. He goes a little bit wide. They're both wide. Oh, that was close. Second to last corner we're at 2 now. Pretty much. We've got just the run to the straight. TX3 currently 3rd, holding onto the podium. But at the moment, it looks like Corky's going to do it.
Corky's definitely got it. Corky's going to take
it.
First win.
First blood to Black Light. Woo! Kiwi Raikkonen P2. TX3's going to get the podium at the end. Just gets it. Just 0.1017 over Morgan Davies. Cyborg comes in 5th position. And we've got Diego 6th. Mountain Goat 7th. Diego got 6th in the end. Well done. Mountain Goat 7th. Speedy Tyres 8th. Coriac 9th. Karen 10th. Captain Muffin. Lindonocious. Then Superfly after a bit of a tough day at the office. And Artie Thumb comes in 14th position. Wow.
Well, that was
Tell
what
you
we
what,
wanted.
if you're still questioning why we went back to 1 mate, now I don't know what to tell you, because that's everything we wanted it to be. That was a close race up and down the pack. There was so much going on, we couldn't show you everything, unfortunately. But the replays will be saved and posted up, I'm sure. So if you really want to get into that middle pack one there, make sure you check out one of those.
Well, I think the person that's going to not be the happiest tonight's going to be Brocky, because he led that from almost start to finish for majority of it, and then he ended up having to go back down to 5th.
I think that he did pit early, didn't he? So that extra lap or so that he did, his right-hand tyres were both really, really cooked. So he might have just run out of grip right at the very end there.
But there was nothing in it the whole race. It was whoever
No
had the
way.
better slipstream. It was kind of going to inevitably be a downer for someone. So we'll recap the race results. I'll put them up on screen this time. So first win and first points on the board goes to Blacklight, with Corgi taken out first place. We got Kiwi Räikkönen for second for Datsun Racing. TX3 will top off the podium for Ragged Edge. Morgan Davies with the big comeback drive. Davies, I keep saying Davies, and he got up me. It's Davey. Brocky for 5th. Diego for 6th. Mountain Goat for 7th. Speedy Tyres for 8th. Corey Hack for 9th. 10th would be Karen, who was probably a really good race for Karen, but 10th doesn't really show the result that he really wanted and probably earned. 11th was Captain Muffin. 12th was Lenosis. 13th was Superfly, and rounding out the end of the race was Artie Thump in 14th, with Kiwi Räikkönen taking the fastest lap on lap 13. I think both laps were lap 13, so it must be a good lap, that one, on with a 105.892.
Well, looks like just going through the driver chat at the moment in the lobby here, it looks like the guys are all very happy with it. Morgan Davies said it was a phenomenal race. Cyborg said it was a phenomenal race. Corgi looks like he's happy with it. TX3 looks like he's happy with it. So they're all pretty happy, which is good to see.
So that concludes round 1, Group A. And it didn't disappoint.
No, it did not, and that's something we were really, really hoping to after the last season, come out on the front foot with the one mate, with the tried and true car in the Porsche that the drivers voted for. That's what they wanted to drive, so we gave them a couple options and they picked this one. So for them to come out and put on a show like that, I think it sort of paints the picture of what could be a phenomenal season.
I think the disappointing part for tonight is the GT service still, and just spending all this money on a Go XLR that I still haven't set up right.
Front foot with the one mate, Jimmy.
Hello.
Voted for. That's what they wanted to drive. So, mute your TV, bud.
Sorry, got my a bit early, am I?
So what are your thoughts on round 1, Jimmy?
It was amazing. I'm going to get in a whole lot of trouble this week, but it was really, really good. I enjoyed it.
Did you make a bit of a whoopsie? Did you in your race?
Yeah, yeah. Let's not talk about it because I'll get angry and say things I probably shouldn't. But no, it was good. Pole position first time out was a good start as well.
Yeah, we've seen that. Where'd that come from?
I can't say because it is actually after 9 o'clock. It came out of my ass. Massive shout out to Evo for the tow as well. That was much appreciated. So yeah, good.
Tow is king at Blue Moon by the sounds of it.
100%. But no, it was good. That Super Cup race looked really good too. Goes to show you if you work with the guy that's in front of you, if you can get 2 or 3 guys working together for 3 or 4 laps, you can do anything, can't you?
Well, yeah, that showed there was some danger signs there with the Cyborg just starting to edge away from them after the first after the stop, and he came out and he was 1.6 seconds clear of him at one stage, and if those 2 guys had second and third, probably lucky they're both Team FSR guys because they know to work together in that situation to help them both out. If they don't work together there, the race is over. Cyborg wins by 3 seconds.
Yeah,
just disappears and they can't catch him. But they all stuck their head down, and then you saw TX3 and Morgan Davey. Even those 2 guys were just behaved themselves for a couple laps and didn't really trade paint for a bit there to catch themselves up, and it worked out well for them because they both ended up jumping the cyborg. So
Yeah,
you know,
Teamwork makes the dream work at FSR, doesn't it?
it was a really good race for Morgan because I mean he stuffed up the qualifying. Obviously, he didn't make his test starts, and he started from last in the first race. So he's made a real good comeback tonight to get to earn some really good points to start the season.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. Well, like I said during the actual race, he kind of got a bit of a free kick really because that late entry to the lobby missed all the test starts by a country mile. So I sent him straight to the back of the grid. Didn't even give him an option. I said, no, that's it. You guys, especially people that have been around for a couple of seasons,
Yeah.
you know how we do this sort of thing. So straight to the back of the grid, don't qualify. And he got a bit of a free kick being a sprint round because the first race didn't really count. So it put him about middle of field start for race 2, which ended up turning into was a 4th position in the end. So, and a very close. Well, he almost ran TX3 down on the front straight at the end there as well. So it worked out okay for him. This is not a invitation for guys in Group B to do the same. Make sure you are well aware of your lobby time start, especially the guys that are affected by daylight savings. We're all adults here, so get on top of it. Make sure you know where you're at. Look, go to your team owners if you're questioning what time you're supposed to be there. We don't ask much. Just ask you to do one test start before the race. So.
Well, there we go.
Well, I think we need to go to bed. I think because we've got to get up early in the morning to watch the Formula One.
Well, yes, MotoGP's on tonight too, I believe.
I might chuck that on instead. Formula One. I think the race starts at 6 a.m. for Australians. So, set your alarm for 5:30. Don't worry about watching the pre-race bull crap.
Where's Danny Rick starting?
I'm not sure actually. I think he went all right.
It's qualified P7, but with Yuki Tsunoda having a penalty, he'll start P6.
Nice.
Very good.
So it's Bottas from Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Gasly. Oh, Gasly. Nice. Saints, Ricciardo, yeah, P7. Leclerc, Tsunoda. Can't have been much of a change for Tsunoda for him to drop a couple spots.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the penalty was from memory, but yeah, he did definitely have one.
Yeah. Must have been a small component change.
Correct.
For him to only drop a couple of spots. Awesome.
Well, I reckon that'll do us for tonight, and thanks everyone for jumping in and having our first round done and dusted and viewing us. Viewing us, that doesn't sound right, does it?
No, it doesn't. It's only 8 o'clock in Queensland, mate. Come on.
I've been mowing my hectares out the back all day. But yeah, thank you to the viewers. Thanks to the boys in the combox, and I think we can say round 1 was a big plus. And we move on to Group B next Sunday, and hopefully the GT servers will sort themselves out and the sound. So thanks everyone for watching. We will catch us all next week.